In a world that praises composure, many of us have been taught that tears are something to be hidden, swallowed, or wiped away before anyone sees. Crying is often viewed as weakness, a loss of control, an emotional crack in the armor we're expected to wear every day. For many, especially men, the idea of shedding tears in public can feel like a social taboo. But where did this stigma come from? And why are we so quick to judge one of the most natural human responses? Culturally, crying has long been tangled with gender roles. Boys are told to man up, to be tough, to not cry. Girls might be allowed a little more emotional expression, but even they are often taught to keep it together, to not be too emotional. Throughout history, stoicism has been equated with strength, tears with fragility. And yet, when we look beyond these societal expectations, we find something profoundly human in the act of crying. Something that science is only beginning to understand. Biologically, tears aren't just salty drops of sadness. They're a complex response to our emotional state, a signal from our nervous system that something within us needs attention. When we cry due to stress or emotional pain, our bodies release a cocktail of hormones: oxytocin, endorphins, and even cortisol, the stress hormone, which crying helps to regulate. These aren't just chemical reactions, they're tools. Built-in mechanisms that help us rebalance emotionally and physically after distress. Studies have shown that crying can lower blood pressure, slow your pulse, and even stimulate the parasympathetic nervous system, your body's natural calming mechanism. In essence, crying is our internal pressure valve, releasing the buildup of emotional strain before it overwhelms us. It's not weakness, it's regulation. But the benefits aren't only physical. Emotionally, crying serves as a form of release. It can act as a turning point in grief, a pause in anxiety, or a moment of connection in heartbreak. Tears give shape to emotions that are often too complex for words: grief, frustration, helplessness, relief. When we cry, we externalize those feelings, processing them instead of burying them deep inside. Crying also opens the door to validation and support. When someone sees our tears, they often respond with empathy. That shared moment, when someone acknowledges our pain, can be healing in itself. It reminds us that we're not alone, that what we're feeling matters. And yet, for that healing to occur, we have to allow ourselves the freedom to cry without shame. Creating space for those tears is an act of self-compassion. Whether that means journaling to tap into your emotions, taking a walk in solitude, or simply allowing yourself a moment to let go in a safe, private space, these acts matter. And if crying feels overwhelming or happens frequently, seeking the guidance of a therapist or counselor can provide meaningful support. Sometimes our tears are trying to tell us something deeper, and listening is the first step toward healing. If you're finding value in this perspective on emotional health, take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. We're here to explore the science of being human, one powerful story at a time, and your support helps us reach more people who need to hear these messages. In truth, crying is not a sign of collapse. It's a signal of resilience. When we cry, we're not giving up, we're releasing what we can no longer carry silently. We're allowing ourselves to feel, to be vulnerable, and in doing so, we find strength we didn't know we had. Because strength isn't always about standing tall. Sometimes, it's about bending, breaking, and letting the storm pass through you. It's about facing your emotions, not hiding from them. Crying connects us to ourselves, to others, and to the experiences that shape us. So let's reframe it. Let's stop telling ourselves that crying is something to be ashamed of. Instead, let's recognize it for what it really is: a necessary, powerful tool for processing the weight of being human. Tears don't make you weak. They make you real.